The Sims busting out is one of the more stranger games for the Sims series, and that's saying quite a lot if you've ever played any of the Sims games. Now, weirdly enough, this is one of the only Sims games that's not available on PC. There is another one, but I'm going to do a separate video on that. It was released in 2004 for the PlayStation 2, Xbox, GameCube and Game Boy Advance, and also the Nokia N-Gage. What a console. And for some reason it is listed as a sequel to The Sims on console, and I don't understand why it's listed as a sequel. Maybe because it uses a similar engine, but I remember at the time these graphics were really cool, because I think this came out like I said 2003, 2004, and it was just as we were going from Sims 1 to Sims 2, so no one had really seen these graphics, and they were pretty cool for the time. But yeah, what made this game really weird is that you could actually get vehicles in this game, which is and also the addition of like goals and things like that were set, so you could have like an achievement for your sim. It was a strange game. It was really weird, but it was really fun. And going back and trying to play this now, it has been quite hard. It is a very, I think games were just designed a bit differently, with a certain sort of like expectation put there by the developer that it's not going to be great on console. I don't know. I don't really know what they were planning with this. But basically, you have like the whatever flat apartment house that you're living in. You have a certain amount of goals that you need to meet, and then once you've done that, you can move on to the next place, which you drive to by car. And they really tried to sell this as like Sims living it up, getting in cars, driving around. You can go wherever you want, and you couldn't. You could just go to other properties. But you know, that is what it is. I still sank hours and hours into this game when I was younger. And just The Sims in general. Like, I just want to talk about The Sims in general as well, because they are some absolutely fantastic games. There was like, if you ever need to lose like 4 days of your life, just start playing The Sims. It's that simple, really. It's like when you're in an Elder Scrolls game and you decide that you need to wait for 12 hours, and it just happens in like 12 seconds, and that's basically because I like to imagine the headcanon of your character in game just sitting down to play The Sims for a little bit, and like what may feel like 12 seconds has actually ended up being 12 hours. Same can be said for the Total War games. The amount of times I've gone into a Total War game going, oh, I'll just give it 5 minutes, and then it's like 5 in the morning, and I'm like, okay, well, maybe I stayed up a bit too late. But I was absolutely obsessed with The Sims, especially the very first Sims, which I feel like not a lot of people talk about, and it is quite hard to get running on a PC nowadays. For some reason, EA are hell-bent on just eradicating all sort of old games that they ever had, and it's really hard to get an actual copy that works of the original Sims or any of the additions, because there were so many expansion packs. Partly some of my favourite expansion packs being Sims Unleashed when I first got that, amazed. Sims Superstar, even better. And then I think there was a magic one. I think it was called Sims Hocus Pocus. It might have been called something else. Making Magic, that's what it was called. The Sims Making Magic. Great games, absolutely fantastic games. And then there was like the weird expansion packs like Sims Hot Date, where you could go on dates with people, and then Sims what was the other one? There was Sims Hot Date, and there was another one, I think it was Living It Up, which was a bit boring. I think Living It Up was the very first expansion and didn't really add that much to it. But then you got other ones like Sims Holiday, when you could go holiday resorts and get to build a holiday resort, which was really fun. So I've just done a little bit of research for this video, just because I never do research. I don't just talk as much as I possibly can until I feel like I've talked enough. But just to give you a complete list of the Sims expansion packs for the very first Sims, you've got Sims Living It Large, Sims House Party, Sims Hot Date, Sims Vacation, or as it was known in Sims On Holiday in the UK and Europe, Sims Unleashed, great game, Sims Superstar, even better game, Sims Making Magic. Like I said, the last 3 incredible expansion packs. You had so much in them, and they were so fun. But yeah, there was just so many good things about The Sims. You could lose hours of your life playing these games, and the legacy that they've left now. And you've got obviously like Sims 2, 3 and 4. Sims 2, also fantastic game. Cannot fault that game. That was everything the first game was, but done better. And then you got Sims 3 and 4. I haven't really played. I just don't have the time to microtransaction all my IKEA furniture into a Sims game. That's where it started to lose me. It's the same with the Sims City game as well. A lot of people don't know this, but The Sims is a spin-off of Sim City. The first Sim City, like, it was the first game from Maxis, and then they had the idea of doing just a single household. Little interesting fact that not a lot of people know. People seem to think it's the other way around, but I don't know why they would. But let me know in the comments, what was your favourite expansion pack for any of the Sims games and why? And let me know, like, what is your favourite Sims game? I genuinely would love to know. Really curious about this. It's one of them fandoms that I feel like not enough people talk about and pretend it just doesn't exist. Like there's like a weird stigma around people that play The Sims and just not, like, they're just being excluded from the gaming community. And like, I'm curious, I want to know why that is. Like, so yeah, comment below what your favourite Sims game is and what your weirdest Sims memory. I know a lot of people used to, especially in the first game, just trap people in swimming pools or put a box wall around them and just see if you could get the Grim Reaper to turn up, which you could easily do because you could just kill your Sims in these games. And don't forget as well, please put a like on the video, it helps me out so much. And if you want to see more videos like this, just subscribe to the channel. I put out a weekly, every Tuesday I normally put out a random retrospective video, a bit like this one, or just me just rambling about some sort of like memories of a video game. And then on Mondays, Wednesdays and Fridays are gameplay videos that I put out if you want to see me slowly lose my mind playing an older game. I've got much planned for that in the coming weeks. It's going to be real fun. And yeah, on Thursdays I have my YouTube shorts, a little review I do. I try and do a review in a minute. But yeah, absolutely, thank you so much for watching, guys. Please remember, like I said, like and subscribe, and I will see you in the next video. Thanks again.